Welcome back to my Wayground experiments. Quizizz has rebranded to Wayground. So here I'm talking you through all the weird stuff I'm doing as I push the boundaries. While Quizizz was rebranding to Wayground, in the Wayground Game Changers, we had a little challenge thrown out to us. The gauntlet was thrown down. Here's the piñata mascot. Make a meme with it. And this was my contribution to the silliness. We've got our meme template. If you guys always act like you're better than me, multiple choice. Look at all the stuff that Wayground is capable of. There is so many things here. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, Japanese, English language arts to juniors, and over the summer I teach Wonic Summer Health. So please help me come up with crazy stuff to do. You can meet me at the Wayground Game Changers, Minecraft Teachers Lounge, and the Minecraft Education Ambassadors. Roxem is a language learning program. Duolingo Educator Network, of course, the Teacher Excellence Lounge, and the World Language Teachers Lounge. And of course, my screenshot is really old because it still says Quizizz Game Changers and AI Certified Teachers, but it's now the Wayground Game Changers. So meet me there. Talk to me about this stuff. Studio-nemo.com. I'm also available on. So here was my dilemma this year. I teach Wonic Summer Health, and my health book is a dinosaur. It's at least 17 years old, and here's the tobacco section. Doesn't even talk about vaping. Vaping had not been invented. So I was trying to think, I like game-based learning. All my stuff has to be games. And I don't like standing in front of the class and lecturing them for 20 hours and then having them do something. I want it to be intermittent. I want it to be a little bit of lecture and a lot of game, and a little bit of lecture and the game has to be applying the skills. So once I discovered Quizizz, which is now Wayground, I was like, "Bwahaha, I'll bet I can take this boring textbook and basically put it on Wayground, so at least the students are playing games with the content that they see there. And then maybe I don't have to be the sage on stage quite so much, because we know that the brain rewires when it fails, so the students can be playing around with all the categorizing and the matching and stuff, and then when they get it wrong, then they do it again and they'll get it right, and it's just more interactive because they're basically manipulatives on the computer, right? So first thing was like, I'm teaching Spanish, French, Japanese, and English language arts. I don't have much time to do this. Summer school starts in 3 weeks. How can I do this quickly? And I will point out to you right here, this Explore button on Wayground. Now I'm going to take you to Wayground and I'm going to show you my dilemma. That means I need to resize my screen, so bear with me for a second. Okay, here we are in Wayground, and I've hit the Explore button, and I typed in up here, I'm looking for vaping lessons. Let's just start with vaping, okay? There's a ton of stuff here. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things, and I'm going to show you. Look, I'm just going to hover over this, and I can see all the questions. This is so great. This is a real time saver, okay? So I can scroll through it. You know what? Look at that. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I like this one a lot. I wound up using a lot of this one, okay? Vaping quiz. Don't blow it, okay? So scroll through. Those are good questions, okay? And then let's just look at one more. Tobacco and vaping. Good questions. These are all multiple choice. Every single one of these is multiple choice. Here, just go down here for a second. Multiple choice. Oh, this one has a poll. Yay, we finally found a poll. Okay? But most of the things you're going to find are multiple choice. And this was just driving me crazy because, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I love Wayground, absolutely love Wayground. If I'm going to make a multiple choice quiz, I'm going to use BlueKit. BlueKit is superior for that. Let me just say that right here. If the quiz is 100% multiple choice, I'm going to use BlueKit, okay? I don't want to use Blue I'm using Wayground. There's so much that Wayground can do. All right, so now I'm going to resize my screen and take you back to where I took my screenshots. Oh wait, no, I'm not, because first I'm going to show you one more thing the whole reason I'm here. So this quiz right here, I decided, hey, I like their questions a lot. Oops, I didn't mean to click on it. Hold on. Okay, as I was saying before I misclicked, I like this one a lot. It had a lot of really good questions in it. So instead of me having to reinvent the wheel, I could just click on this add button right here. And that would add individual questions. I like this question, add. What they call this teleporting, okay? Oh, I like this question, add, you know? Oh, I like this question, add, whatever. So I could just teleport it in. And for some of the questions, I mean, this was a real time saver. And I just told you I don't really like the multiple choice questions. I could add them and then I could change them to a different type of question. And I'm going to show you that when I get back to my flip chart. Give me a second to resize the screen. Okay, here we are back in Active Inspire, which just lets me go faster than just flipping back and forth on the website. So anyway, I do like multiple choice. Multiple choice has a place. So my multiple choice questions in the context of Wayground are going to be either kind of gimme questions to get the students into the frame of things, or something that I want them to think more cognitively about something. So this is, I want them to know they're the ones getting they're the ones getting targeted in advertisement. We were talking about smoking and especially vaping and how they are getting targeted. So I really wanted them to understand that. Okay, and then here's another multiple choice I did. I showed them an advertising technique and which one is it? Okay, and went through all the things. This one has every single. This is that Camels T-zone. 9 out of 10 doctors say smoke Camels type thing, and it hits every single ad campaign we were talking about. That's all I've got on the screen. Okay, so I do use multiple choice. I don't want to say multiple choice is evil. I do use multiple choice. When I go to BlueKit, it's multiple choice and fill in the blank because that's all BlueKit can do right now. I do like multiple choice. It has its point. Okay, but, oh, here's my add button right here. So I told you can add the thing. I found a lot of great stuff already done for me. And you know, I don't have much time because I teach so many different things. I got a 5-minute passing period. Can I put in at least 3 more questions before the bell rings so that I don't have to do this right before summer school starts? So I hit the add button for stuff that I liked. This one was a multiple choice, and I was like, why did you do it as multiple choice? I used this one. This is for my cardiovascular lecture. They had this beautiful image. It's great. And it said, which one is the bronchi, okay? And then they had like is it number 1? Is it number 5? Is it? I did it as a hotspot. That makes so much more sense, right? That students just click where it is. That worked so much better. This was a beautiful little heart diagram, and they did it as multiple choice. It was this picture here, okay, and it said what is in number 1, and the first answer was left ventricle, and the second answer was right ventricle, and it was multiple choice. No, do it as a hotspot. So I just took the same picture the picture that they had, and I just put the hotspots out, and then I was able to copy it to for the left ventricle, the right ventricle, the here's left ventricle here, the right the left atrium here, the right atrium. I know my stuff. Here we go. Left ventricle right here. Okay, it's been a long day. It's been a long week. But I could copy it. Here I've got 6 things here. So I copied it 6 times so that the students could do each of the heart parts. All right, and that was all I have here. Yeah. So the hotspot works great. Much better than multiple choice. All right, this one, like I said, I have very limited time. And I was like, you know what? Heck with it. I'm going to take a screenshot of the textbook, and I'm going to black out some stuff, and I'm going to do it as a labeling, okay? Because I could have typed the whole thing in. I could have also used, if I took the screenshot, I could have fed it into the Wayground AI, and they would have generated probably a multiple choice for me with it. I could have done it that way, but instead I decided to just take a screenshot and treat it as a labeling, and then the students can drag and drop the stuff over here. Okay, and that just saved me so much time. This was another screenshot I took, and I turned it into a hotspot. Okay, which sentence is true? They just have to click on the one that's true. And this was another screenshot from the book I took, and I covered up everything. And in this case, I didn't have time to cover like individuals, so I just covered the whole shebang. And then I told them sugars are going to go first, starches, and then fibers. This was for the nutrition again. And just had them drag and drop. And I think that's all I have here. Yep. Okay. I said drag and drop, but that was a labeling thing. Drag and drop TM is a different category, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so this is a matching. Matchings are great for cognitive demand. Okay, so I started with, we're talking about advertisements because I want them to know how they're being manipulated, especially their generation is being, they're bombarded by advertisements, and the algorithm has targeted them so much. So first it's, okay, just match up, what is this thing? A testimonial, that's going to be, this product is effective because trustworthy or famous people recommend it, so you got to like pull this down to here. Okay. Then I was like, you know what? I know that I can put pictures on here. So this is great. I went through and I can't think of anything better than I'm a Pepper, but I tried really to think of things that the students would know. They know this dumb robot puppy. Oh my God, we had so much fun with the robot puppy ad. We did a crash course AI, the crash course navigating digital information. That's what it is. And then I had them really examine this realistic puppy thing and do their lateral reading on it. So that was great. I'm going to make a Wayground on lateral reading because it was fabulous. But I tried to choose things that they would recognize, memes that they would recognize, or little tweets that they'd recognize. This one they know because we were talking about smoking. I can't think of anything better for bandwagon than I'm a Pepper, he's a Pepper. So they can match the pictures down. Oh, and here's another one. They know Arby's, we have the meats. They know the Sprite stuff. They know this one with I forget what his name was, famous actor. They know the goldfish jingle. Okay, so they know that stuff. So the visualization is so much easier for them to make connections with. I'm sorry, I'm over my 10-minute time. I'm going to keep going. This is actually drag and drop. All right, so I took some quotes from the tobacco company trials, and students have to just drag and drop the words that go in there, and I want them to be outraged. So there's all easy stuff, but it's drag and drop. Okay, that was the only thing I got there. I have a million of these, but those are my only screenshots that I decided to take. Fill in the blank. Okay, when your diaphragm spasms, what's the sound you make? Students had to think about that a lot before they typed in hiccup. And they weren't thinking about, oh, that's a hiccup. They made that connection. And when they got it wrong, it's okay because I put it in Mastery Peak. I'll talk about Mastery Peak at some point. Put it in Mastery Peak so they have infinite times to redo it to get 100%, because that's really what I want. I want their brain rewiring to understand this stuff. This one, I'm like, complete the sentence. And look, I gave them the actual sentence. I want them to be outraged, which represents tomorrow's cigarette business, because the youth of America represents tomorrow's cigarette business. This one, the students missed a lot because they misspelled tomorrow. That just cracked me up. They were just misspelling tomorrow. But, they're reading the article. They're looking for this. It's a close reading, right? Okay. Cherry Skull is for somebody who likes the taste of, and if they didn't know it, they'd find out it's the taste of candy, if you know what I'm saying. All right, those are the only screenshots I took of that. All right, then there's reorder. Oh my God, reorder is so great. So we've got, I've got to teach the students about the digestive process. Here I'm teaching them about the breathing process. What order do things go through? And I've got put a little diagram here. This one also was another one that I teleported in. Somebody had a nice diagram and I teleported it in, but I didn't want it to be multiple choice. I wanted it to be a little more involved in that. So it's a reorder. Put it in order. And then remember we were talking about the cigarette company trials. All right, this is a leaked quote. I wanted the students to figure out, okay, and I even put it here. I put where it came from here, because I didn't have time to like type all this in, right? So my citation is right here. So easy to do. Here it's capital. They can figure out that one goes first. And I want them to be angry. The base of our business is the high school student. They can put that in order and figure that out. They got lips. We want them. Okay, so they can put those sentences in order. It doesn't have to be like a digestive process or something. Oh, categorizing. I use categorizing a lot, and my students don't like it that much, but I feel like it's really important cognitively. I think they're balking at it because it takes a lot of thought, and they don't want to do a lot of thought. But here, I just wanted them to know what's the difference between carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins. Yeah, I could have done it as a multiple choice, but this way they have to think about each one and compare them. Okay, here's another one. I just wanted them to think about what's healthy for your lungs and what's not healthy for your lungs. Okay? And then I realized, oh, yeah, that's right. I can put pictures over here if I want, and they could be categorizing the pictures. So I want them to know what the arteries and the veins look like and the capillaries, what they look like. And so I just took these screenshots right out of the old textbook. The students can drag and drop them. I keep saying drag and drop, but I don't want you to be confused. Drag and drop is a specific type, okay? But when they're categorizing, they're just dragging it over here and they're dropping it over here, right? But now they've got some pictures to help reinforce everything. All right, then there's some really, really fun stuff that I don't get to use too much in my language classes, but I decided to really lean into it for my health class, all right? So for the heart, we do a lot of Harvard Project Zero complexity capture. And so this was like a precursor to our big project at the end of the day, which was I took them outside and I gave them chalk and I had them draw the heart and label it on the parking lot. And that was so much fun. But we had been drawing the heart at different stages all throughout the day so that they could do it at the end. So I'm just like, just draw the heart. Do the best, label it. You can abbreviate the labels because I just wanted them to be ready. They didn't know what we were going to do in the afternoon. And then sometimes it's like, oh, we're going to be talking about amino acids, and I know that my students don't know what an amino acid is. Kind of want them to visualize it. So I just decided I'm going to put in a picture of an amino acid and they can trace it. Okay. And then for my other health lessons, I've got, body organs, and I'm like, trace the liver. So they know what kind of shape it is. Trace the kidney, because then now they know that kidney beans are kidney shaped. Kidney swimming pool is kidney shaped, So that'll make connections for them. Then there's also a speaking possibility. And I decided when we were talking about advertising, I was like, you need to know the power of the advertising jingle. So sing a jingle that gets stuck in your head. They were so embarrassed at first, and I knew they'd be embarrassed. And I'm like, you can whisper it. It's okay. But if you hear somebody else singing it, you have to choose a different one. And it was so much fun. They were giggling so much, and that was great. So I am so sorry I went over 20 minutes. But again, come talk to me about this stuff. Help me push the boundaries, because that's the kind of stuff I like to do. But I'm really enjoying Wayground, and I want to thank Wayground for all the support they give me in the Wayground Game Changers, because there's a lot of people to bounce ideas off of. And all these other places I love too. Come connect with me, talk to me at any of these places, and I hope to see you on the next one, which should be shorter. Sorry about that.